watching the Eagles here. It's a tight game so far here. Okay, we got a sound check, Marcus.
Yeah, check 1, 2. How we doing?
We sound beautiful
Sounds
here.
good
Are
to
we
me.
ready to start the show for real?
I think we're ready to rock and roll.
All right, 3, 2, 1, and welcome into Drone Nation for December 8th, 2025. Is the Antigravity A1 the best drone? We're going to find out. We're going to find out tonight. And also, I do have to say, this is the 45th anniversary of John Lennon's death or assassination, how you want to classify it, in 1980 here in the outside Dakota building in New York City. Hard to believe. So much, more times gone by than John got to live.
That is
Wow.
wild. That's wild to
Wow.
think about, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is.
So, and Pearl Harbor Day was the 7th, so don't want to forget another big day here. But okay, DeMarco's not here right now. He has to coach a basketball game, so he'll be in a little bit later. But he gave Johnny and I his picks for tonight, so I'm going to go real fast here.
That's my clue.
Fearless Monday night football forecast. We have a big one tonight. We have the Philadelphia Eagles with a record of 8-4 versus the LA Chargers. That still sounds funny to say LA Chargers, with also a record of 8-4. Philly is giving up 2.5 points on the road. And I'll go to Johnny's pick first. Johnny, how do you see that game?
Philadelphia Eagles. Phillies all the way.
You know, Bobby Abear, the quarterback, he's playing with a broken left hand. So, and DeMarco also picked the Eagles in that game. I think, unfortunately, I think the Chargers are up 7-3 at this point, a long time ago. And also, I haven't had one for a while, but we got a Drone Nation deal today. And this is a little on the higher end of the scale now, Marcus. We're usually coming with those like $300 deal days, but this is a little upscale tonight. We have the DJI Mini 5 Pro. And I think, Johnny and Marcus, you can vouch for that little drone, right?
Oh, yeah. What? Who's dealing on that?
Standard kit, $759.
That's a great deal.
Now, if you want to upgrade to the Max kit, I think it puts you up like $11.99. But this is you have to go over to eBay for this. This is right on Amazon.com. You can order and have it come to your house in 2 days.
Great drone. Great drone.
So, and Alex, you haven't made a leap yet on the Mini 5, have you?
No, I haven't.
But you have made the leap on another drone we're going to talk about a while. And I don't want to introduce the panel here. We have Marcus. Marcus and I are always here, and DeMarco's coming. John is our guest host, and Alex is our special guest host tonight to help us get through these 360 issues here.
Hey,
Marcus.
before we get too far from that Mini 5,
Yes.
I don't want to get too far off that subject, to mention one of the controversial changes is, and Ron, you're the one that explained this to me, I wouldn't have known it otherwise, is the way they're doing master shots and separating it into individual files. And I don't think I like it. I'll be honest with you. Because you can put all those files together in your editor, but they don't flow. It's choppy, as opposed to previously, you just had one big file and it flowed. And if you wanted, one section of it, it was easy enough to cut it out. I think, and you guys help me out here, I think what they're pandering to is the people that want to post immediately right from their mobile device onto TikTok, or
they don't want to take it home to an editing.
So they can just take one little file out of that.
Might be. Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I'm gonna say, you're right. That's a very controversial subject out online. People have various opinions. But here's a question I want to, before we move on to that. You guys have the little Neo 2 drone. And a Neo 2 got quick master shots in it. When a Neo 2 takes master shots, Marcus, does it also divide the files up?
It does. And here's an odd thing about the Neo 2. So I was pretty excited that it had master shots. But the only way you get master shots is not with the controller, but with autonomous flight.
How about your phone?
Or your phone. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's a lot of little things. Sean the drone did a video about how things were a little bit different on that. But I keep talking. I'm going to go to Alex doesn't have the drone yet. He probably do. You understand what we're talking about? Like with the master shots for
the Neo 2?
Mini 5 was the first DJI drone that actually, again, if it took 6 different things in the master shot, you got 6 different files.
Okay. Yeah. I've only flown the Neo 2 once, so.
Okay.
But I didn't use a master. I did use the phone.
Shot with the Neo 2 either yet. Marcus, you did try it a couple times though, you said?
I did, yeah. I did it autonomously, and it worked great. Although what's odd is, so when you're flying a master shot, you're staring at your controller, and you're seeing what it's doing. When you're doing it autonomously, and I did it without the phone, just punching the button. What's that thing doing up there? You don't know until you get back and look at the file.
Because that little screen tells you what's going on is obviously beyond what you can see.
Right.
Did it do less shots, like not some other? Or did
it didn't. It does do less. Yeah,
that's what I thought. Yeah, somebody else said that. Yeah.
So no, good discussion there, and again, it's funny that I guess if the Mini 5 and Neo 2 did that, I guess that's going to be the standard operating procedure going forward with DJI drones and master shots.
Well, okay, you say that, Ron, and so it got me curious. I was flying the Mavic 4 the other day, and I realized the Mavic 4 precedes the Mini 5. However, it still had the old way of doing it. It keeps it all in one file. And even more so, it also, what you don't get on the Mini 5 is that option to change each individual close, far, short, long. You just get one choice. You can say, I can't remember what it says, small, medium, or large. I can't remember what it says on the screen. But you can change each one of those individually on previous generations, on like the Air 3S or the Mavic 4. You cannot change that on the Mini 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, something to be aware of, I guess. While we're on the Mavic 4 Pro, I want to congratulate Alex, who recently picked up a Mavic 4 Pro. I know you haven't had it for all that long, but what are your early impressions of the 4 Pro?
It's speedy. It's quick. The image is unbelievable, at least on my monitor. And bear in mind, everything on YouTube or Facebook and so forth, the compression just kind of, what did it do to it? It was like left me scratching my head. I'm like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. And
that's not the compressor shot. Yeah.
It doesn't look that way on my screen.
Yeah.
But I'm extremely impressed with it. In fact, I haven't flown my Mavic 3 since I got that bird. So it makes me wonder what should I do? But I'm impressed with it. I don't regret it. I love it. It's awesome. And the controller is amazing. It really is.
Hey, Alex, you will, so both John Flynn recently and I did before that, we sold our Mavic 3s. I had the Mavic 3 Pro. I think that's what John had. I can't remember. Yeah. However, they both sold pretty quickly. So if you want to let that drone go, trust me, I don't think you'll have much problem selling it.
It is really quick. I think the first day on Marketplace,
it took me a little while, not too long to sell mine, but I was just turned down all the people who were trying to lowball me.
Well, right.
I got my price for it, eventually. Alex, I'm going to go to you because you're kind of like me, and we're not the typical drone flyer that we shoot a lot of photos. Also, a lot of guys shoot mostly video, but you and I shoot, probably 50% photos or whatever. And I'm really impressed with the Mavic 4 Pro as far as taking photos. I see that as almost as big as upgrade. The photos are a cut above the Mavic 3.
I haven't done much photograph with it lately. I've done video basically with it, and one of the first things that I wanted to do was hit the South Point Pier Park where the cruise ships go out, because I've never filmed them going out. I always film them going in when it's nighttime.
Yeah.
So I did that once, and I was impressed. And then I wanted to do the afternoon where they go out, and I was just blown away. I was blown away by the imagery of that it takes, and mostly use the main camera, but that middle camera
The
is
3XL,
the 2.5 or 2.5, I think, right?
I think on that drone they call it 2.5.
Yeah, and it's a beauty. I love that.
And it confuses people that they call it 2.5 the 3XL in the former drone and the Air 3X, but because of the Mavic 4 having that 28 millimeter focal length versus the 20 or the 24 on the Mavic 3 of most drones, that 2.5 probably still equates to the 3X because of the 28 over the 24. I know I'm getting numbers, but you see what I'm saying, right, Alex?
Oh yeah.
And have you tried the longer lens, which is to me the most improved thing on the drone? That long lens is actually useful now.
Yeah, I did use it. As soon as I saw from above, anyway, because I couldn't see it where I was situated. I was checking out to make sure that when they were leaving the dock, and that's when I used the 6 kind of as a reconnaissance, so I know that it was coming. But it looks so good on the screen, I decided to film a little bit of it, so I was impressed with it. It was better than the Mavic 3 on the long range for sure.
Yeah. I mean, and on the photos, it's even better than for video. Like if you're using that long lens for photos, it really, it really does a nice job. Marcus?
Well, I was just wondering what Alex thought. I flew it a couple days ago. I'd been flying mini drones, and I thought, man, I need to fly something bigger. So I got out the Mavic 4. And one of the first things that I noticed when I got it, I did some tracking, and it did some amazing tracking. But it is way quieter than what you think it should be.
Yeah, it has a different, pitch to it. Yeah, it has a nice pitch to it, sound. Yeah.
And it's so unobtrusive. So it's a big drone, right? So you worry about getting a bunch of attention and so forth. However, it's quiet enough that I don't think people know it's up there.
Well, I was on the beach and there was like hundreds of people. So they noticed that. They're like, what is that? And I was like, oh, it's my monster bumblebee because I wrapped it in matte black and put yellow highlights on it.
Yeah.
So it got some attention.
The controller is absolutely. I mean, I don't have the drone, but I know I saw it. And man, that controller. Somebody said they picked one up for $970 something. I just saw
it in the upper 900s now. Yeah.
Hey, Ron, John Flint's got a question for Alex.
Okay, here we go.
And I answered it in the chat. I think
I
tried to. I'm not sure if it going there. It is.
D-Log M.
D-Log M. Yeah.
What did you? I said I didn't mean to talk over you. What was your response?
Yeah. No, it was D-Log M.
Hey guys, what's the difference for a dummy like me between D-Log and D-Log M?
You want to take this, Alex?
Well, D-Log is more flat. The colors are way more flatter. With D-Log M, you can actually recover it on the screen, so you can see what the way it should look. And then, of course, normal mode is without all that, and there's less to adjust, if you will, with normal, because it's going to be a picture that you can use like right away. But I like to use D-Log M just in case I want to either bring down the highlights or.
Don't they have a big A? Don't they have a big A on that drone somewhere, like automatic?
Yeah.
Well, that's me. that's my drone, Johnny.
And also, D-Log M is DJI's special version of D-Log, made specifically to their specs. Where normal D-Log is just a kind of an industry standard. So I'll give Marcus a thing. If you were using other DJI cameras such as Action 5 Pro, Action 6, a Pocket 3, whatever, you could shoot everything in D-Log M and then match it all up in your editor. So it would look like the drone footage, the action camera footage, the Pocket footage, all came from the same camera. But if you were shooting with the Sony camera or something like that, or a Canon camera, a big camera that had no relationship to DJI, you could shoot everything in D-Log and still do that same kind of matching in post.
Well, heck, I can do the same thing with MP4. Just standard, normal.
Yeah.
If I'm using all DJI equipment, no, I'm serious. When I'm using all
Yeah,
the action camera matches up perfectly with the drone, etc.
Well, I mean, you think they do, but they, like if you have to say you got to maneuver one for some other reason, like you flew them, when I say different times, I mean you weren't flying the same flight, but say you recording some footage early and the sun starts going down a little bit and kind of conditions change and you have to make adjustments to the drone, in post to make it look good. Then you may have to go back and do it to the action camera also. And again, it's good to be in D-Log-M to have more headroom in there to push, highlights, shadows, and midtones are the big.
Hey, Johnny,
around.
you know what I think? I think these guys have a way better eye.
Hey,
better eye.
It's the each their own. My eyes are not that good, so they would be making fun
Actually,
of
tell them now. When you get in here messing around with all this stuff, half the time you make it look worse, right? It's easy to make things look worse.
Well, when you shoot in D-Log-M though, and you apply the regular correction LUT, there's very little that you have to do to it. You don't have to do anything to it at all, and it looks good on the screen. I like to play with a little bit with the contrast, maybe a little bit with the highlights, and I like to bring up a little bit of the saturation because a lot of landscape. I want that green to pop.
Right.
Yeah. And Alex is right. The DJI correction LUTs are like a godsend. Those things are great. The pop one, and you don't have to be any type of photo editor to do that. All you need is a program that has the ability to apply LUTs. You just go into DJI websites, get the correction LUT, plop that on or whatever, and you have a lot more, say, dynamic range and everything. Everything's improved than if you'd have shot it in standard MPEG-4 or whatever.
Hey, Johnny, we're out of our league, buddy.
Yeah, no, hey, you know what? Alex does some amazing stuff, and I mean, Ron is a photographer, and so to see, I know Lauren's in here, and Lauren says it's a photographer thing, yeah, but I see some of Lauren's pictures. Wow, they're amazing,
Well, I mean, photography's the same thing. Like, Alex, you do the same thing. You shoot raw or DNG, whatever the camera uses calling it, and then you could take it in Lightroom. And you got a lot of room in there to play the move again, highlights, color, shadows around it, and post whatever to get the look. Just kind of, I mean, I'm not trying to make it look better per se. I want it to look like I did because no camera can actually capture the scene perfectly to what you saw with the human eye. But if you get Lightroom, then you can kind of adjust that to what you actually saw at the location at the time that the camera cannot do itself.
Yeah. I like to exaggerate all my photos though. Some people prefer photographs that look like what you saw there. And then I always like to make it pop or change it up a little bit. And I'm fortunate that I have a nice set of presets to start with, and then I'll go to the contrast and add whatever or change the mask around. Sometimes these presets, the mask are in the wrong places, and I need to. No, I don't want the focus over there. I want the highlight this, and move masks around. I don't know if you follow me, but
you make a good point. You like to establish your own look or whatever. That's a very good point.
Yeah, I just want a starting point and then work from there.
Yeah. So overall, in the early days, would you give the Mavic 4 Pro a couple thumbs up?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Good. I mean, I think it's going to stay flying after December 23rd. That's for darn sure.
Oh, you mean they're not going to brick it and make it fall out of the sky like some people like to tell you?
Well, that's what Johnny keeps telling me, so I don't know.
I'm just telling y'all that so I can pick one up. Y'all should get rid of it. Like, I mean, Ron, don't turn my offer down next time.
Well, don't worry, Johnny. Maybe it'll be when it gets bricked. Maybe it'll be flying over your house and land right on your, right on your little porch there.
That's a good idea. Hey, now you know what? I think the drones are going to be flying for a while, and we may have to go around a mountain maybe to get it or do a different way. But I think we're going to be okay.
Let me say this about that: it's going to be so disappointing when DJI comes out with the Neo 3 or the Mavic 5 or whatever it may be, and if it doesn't have an FCC license, it really would not be legal for us to use in the U.S. Even if we could still get it, Johnny, it wouldn't be legal for us to use. And it's going to be such a bummer seeing the rest of the world get state-of-the-art equipment that we can't get. And I hear you. We've dodged it so far. Well, Johnny, you build your own, but that's nothing I'll ever do.
No, Marcus, you know what? You bring up a good point because I'm not saying, that drone that you're holding right there is so easy to fly and so
for $250, are we ever going to see a $250 drone that'll do what this thing does? I mean, really?
An American, if somebody in America builds a drone, if they're going toward the enterprise stuff, they're not going to worry about building a drone like that right there for us.
They don't want to build a $250 drone. They want to build a $25,000 drone. Yeah.
And it's funny, you can't. What's bad, you can't get it repaired either. That's kind of aggravating.
So it's funny you mentioned that.
Marcus, tell your little story about your communication with DJI.
Yeah, so this one I've had the last couple times I've flown it with the controller, the gimbal's gone a little wacky on me. It'll look straight up or look to the side or something like that. It would very quickly correct itself. However, there's something going on, right? It's not right. So I wrote DJI on Twitter. I still call it Twitter, not X. And they're very responsive there, DJI support. And they basically just said, you know what, Marcus, we want to help, but we can't. Yeah. They basically just said, we're sorry, but there's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
I pretty well got the same response on the crash drone, the Neo 2. They didn't say they would replace it, but they just said they don't have nothing to replace it with. So there's really the end of conversation right there, basically.
Yeah, their hands are tied.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, let's cover a couple things here before we get on to the anti-gravity drone. We have no new updates on the DJI Avata 360 or even the Pocket 4. They both received their FCC updates, approvals, and both are rumored to be releasing before December 23rd. We all know that date. But Lauren has kind of told us that he thinks the Avata 360 is delayed, so maybe we won't see it after all. But as far, I don't want to talk too much of this because we're telling you the same specs and rumors we heard for 2 or 3 weeks ago. So if you want to hear all that stuff, just go rewind and watch a show from the last week or two. Unless anybody else has anything they want to, Alex, do you have anything you want to comment on either of those two products, the DJI 360 or the Pocket 4?
I'm up in the air about the 360 and the Pocket 4. So it's like, which one should I?
Hey,
sort of thing.
Alex, I'd like to hear your opinion of 360 drones in general, not specifically DJI or anti-gravity, just the idea of having a drone that has a 360 camera on it.
Well,
before you start, let me mention that Alex helped kind of pioneer this 360 stuff for drones because he has Insta360s. I think it's their first consumer 360 camera for a drone. It was called the Spear, and it originally came out for the DJI
Air 2S and the Air 2.
Yes. Yeah. Air 2, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can go ahead and answer, Marcus. I just wanted to say that you've been in this game longer than most, as flying 360 cameras.
Well, to answer this question, in general, the whole 360 thing for me is just not a full feature video that I would want to make. I would just take B-roll clips from it. But it's not for everybody. It requires, a pretty decent machine that can handle it. The editing, you have to keyframe what you want. Now, granted, since the Sphere to now, there's now built-in AI stuff that you could just let it go and then take a piece of that and it's edited for you. So I don't want people to think that, 360, no, it's too much work. There's a lot of built-in AI features that can edit it for you, and you just take a clip of what you want and add it to your main film. That's my opinion. Some people want to do the whole thing and just, hands-on, and it all depends on what every project you're working on, I guess. But That's my take on it. You can either go the AI route or do it all yourself. So-
And Alex, another thing I think to bring up is if you only intend to shoot 360 video and not mix it with anything else, it's not quite as daunting as you like to put your 360 video in the middle and parts of regular video. So you have to add 360 video in certain software and then take it over into another like Final Cut and mix it in with your regular footage, which is kind of a big step, right?
Yeah, it's a 2-part process. I mean,
Yeah.
I might have 20 minutes of footage and only use like 5 seconds of it to delete the rest of it. 10 seconds or whatever. Something that I think would work. The cool thing about it is that, I mean, remember, it's filming everything. So if you don't like that direction and you like that direction because there's a bridge there and you want to get that, whatever. Yeah, but you get my drift.
I'll even say it easier. If you didn't frame your shot up right while you were actually out there, it doesn't matter if you didn't frame it up right.
Yeah, literally, all you do is hit record, fly straight by where you want to go, and then after the fact, you pick whatever the best look is or the best angle, if you will, because it's capturing all the angles, and just use that piece, and you can either make it wide or linear, shorter, a mega wide, or even a full 360, or an invert it completely where the sky is in the middle and everything, and you make it really look funky.
And also, if you do vertical, you don't have to choose whether you're doing vertical or landscape as you're doing it. You can take care of all that in the editing process.
Yeah, for anybody that likes to do both landscape and portrait, let's say for like a reel or a TikTok, the software has no problem converting it because it's shooting everything, so you can change it the way you want.
And also, the Insta360 software has vastly improved since I first got one of their cameras. I mean, it's in a whole nother world now as being more user friendly. And like you mentioned, it's a lot of AI stuff in there. We're going to talk about this new drone in a minute. There's a new drone out. I'm not going to say its name right now, but you can shoot the whole video, 360, because that's your only option, and not know anything you're doing. Bring it in the Insta360 app and hit AI edit, and it would produce a nice looking clip for you. Most times.
And sometimes if you don't care for the music, you just mute the music and add your own or whatever, and you can even edit the AI part, to the way you want it.
Hey Ron, before we lose it in the chat, can you see Keith Adler? That's what it is. Keith Adler 965. Can you put that? I want to answer him.
Okay, I got him. Okay.
I want to put that. I want to talk about that for a second. So, the issue is, no, they are not banned, and it isn't really a ban. They won't be able to get FCC approval for future products.
Vic Moss likes to call it a restriction.
It's a restriction. That's a really good way to say it. Now, the reason that they can't repair our drones has to do with the Uyghur protection. I'm trying to remember the whole name of it, but it's the issue with the Uyghurs in China. The U.S. alleges that DJI was using forced labor to not just build their drones, but also against the Uyghurs. So we are not allowing them to import products into the United States anymore. It's a U.S. thing. DJI has no control over it. They cannot ship drones or parts into the U.S. Customs and Border Protection stops them at the gate. So the reason that they're not repairing our drones is not because they don't want to. It's because they cannot get parts in order to do what they need to do.
And that's a whole separate issue from what's happened on the 23rd of December. That's a whole different. They're kind of unconnected. We've kind of called this border thing kind of a shadow ban or whatever.
The customs thing started way back last year. Yeah, I mean,
the last DJI drone that sort of made it through customs was a flip.
Yeah,
but you're right. Yeah. It did cause problems with the Neo 1 and the Air 3S also, but the flip was the last one that DJI tried to sell on their website to people in the U.S.
Yeah, they'd repair or replace if they could. They simply cannot do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks
Totally
for clearing
agree,
that up.
Baby your drones.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Don't crash.
So you just said a mouthful there, Alex. I fly very differently now. I do. I don't take chances I used to take. I don't.
Yep. The number three of the thing that we talked about the Neo 2 a little bit here. I've seen that over the past week or so, the prices of the Neo 2 on eBay have dropped considerably. What the package, like I think Marcus and Johnny, they picked the package up for the complete Neo 2 package, and you guys paid over $500 for that. Now, if you went and look now, you get that same package for a little over $400. So they talked about $100 off that package, and even the package would you get the one without the controller, the 3 batteries but not the controller. That package is even. That package has dropped below $400 now.
At times, but 15 minutes in a day or the next day could change the price by $100.
Yeah. But if you follow a couple ones on there, you'll get the notices when they go down, so you can pick it up. If you were holding off because the price is a little bit too high, you can now find it, cheaper now than you do from the eBay seller. So
they had Amazon had a $259 a drone only, and if you already had an RC controller, of course you need the module with the RC too. So if you try to pick that up separately right now, that's a little tough to get. So
and the modules are hard to find.
Yes, it
is. I know a guy that makes a great protector for the module too.
For $9.99.
Johnny,
I charge him $15.99.
Johnny, does the module come with a protector?
No, it doesn't.
I can't get it off now, Johnny. Now that it's on there.
Well, you're not supposed to get it off.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Story number 4 here. We're going to get to the main story here, and I got a little video to play here, guys. Hold on. Before we even go to this video here, I'm going to go to another little thing here. The Antigravity A1 drone came out a week ago. It's been more than a week now, right? When did it come out?
No, it's been about.
I think last Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty. It's so kind of new, and it's a lot of talk about it. It's all over line, and a bunch of reviewers have it. Not so much the U.S. ones. Well, more U.S. reviewers have this than because it's not DJI, so they can get it. But the response has been among the reviewers has been entirely positive. I mean, I've never seen 51 drones so happy about reviewing a drone or whatever. The reviewers love the drone. But the response hasn't been quite as overwhelming with the DroneNation people here. I'm going to pull up a little poll here we did over in DroneNation, and let's see. Can you guys see that? Yeah, it's maybe a little small, but I'm going to read the stuff here. The question was, who is going to buy the new Antigravity A1 drone? And the first choice could be yes. Only 3% of the people said yes, and that meant one person, Jason Gilmore, said he'd buy it. And the second choice was no, it's too expensive. 35% chose that option. Number 3 was no, I'm not interested in editing 360 video. 12% picked that one. The fourth option was no, I'm waiting for the DJI Avata 360 drone. That was the overwhelming favorite here, 44%. And number 5 was options 2, 3, and 4 combined. For a hard no way, 3%, and I'm still on the fence about it. That was another 3%. So, and that's out of 39 votes or whatever. 186 people have read that thing. So, anybody in the panel here, any guess why that the reaction to the A1 drone is so kind of negative here?
I think it's price, because even the people that are saying they're waiting for the Avata 360. Because they probably have a pretty good idea it's going to be about half the price of what the anti-gravity one is.
I'm going to interrupt this show here for an update here. We are joined by the star of the show here, Marcus Crawford, back from.
Yeah, Marcus is back.
How did the boys look tonight, or the girls, or I'll just say kids? How did the children look tonight at basketball?
They all look goofy and silly out there playing basketball, but they're
having fun.
Kids. So yeah, having fun too. So anyway, but anyway, go back to the story. Hey, boys and Alex, how you doing? I just want
How
to
are
say
you?
one thing. We were driving home from the game, from practice, and my alma mater, the girls soccer team, excuse me, the women's soccer team won the national championship tonight. So go
Well,
Noles.
congrats.
Oh
Yes.
no,
Sweet.
Knowles. And
Yeah.
and will the Knowles be part of that 12-team college football tournament, Marcus?
No,
DeMarco?
no, no. Not this year.
Okay.
No, no.
Not this year. Okay. Okay. But the women's did good, so we got that
Women's
going
won
for us.
national champions. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead and go back to the thing.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Marcus thinks the price was one of the reasons why the drone was, and that was I think one of the things there. And I kind of talked about this with Mick. I forget Mick's channel name. He's a big 360 guy, and he said a lot of the reason was the goggles. The goggles take up a lot of the cost of that. I didn't think of that, Johnny. Well, what are your thoughts why this A1 is not very popular with the community?
Well, I mean, I guess we just talk about 360. For me, it's just not something I would feel comfortable using, but because of the editing and stuff and all that. But if you watch Mad's Tech this afternoon, he was live, and it was pretty cool to see. He had the drone, he did the update, so it was pretty neat. I don't know if it's overpriced. I mean, it's hard to tell what those goggles alone. I mean, the goggles might be $800 or $900, for something like that, because it actually has a screen. The screen is on the outside of the goggles, so it's pretty neat. You could actually see while he was flying. Well, he wasn't flying because he was inside, but so it's got some neat features. But yeah, it's a little pricey, but we'll see what the DJI.
Yeah.
I'm like more.
And I talked to Johnny. I talked to Johnny this morning. So I talked to some guys who have it, and they said that even though the goggles look Willy Wonka goggles or whatever, people don't like the looks of them. A couple of people have told me it's the best goggles they've ever tried out.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So, Alex, why do you think the A1 seems to be so unpopular among the community? What is very popular with the reviewers?
I'm in the Marcus camp about price. I mean, I hear everyone saying about the goggles, and I think it hits all the check marks. But the bottom line is the drone and what you're going to use it for. But to me, the goggles is very gimmicky. I think they could have done without the LCD screen and save on the cost. That drone should have started at maybe $9.99, $12.99, $13.99 for the three respective packages, in my opinion. I could do without that LCD screen on the outside. I mean, someone's gonna walk up to you and look at it while you're flying, and you're hitting them on the head. Give somebody a fat lip. I mean,
Now the pass through on it was pretty good. It looked like according to what people were saying. But of course, a lot of people. Hey, I'd be happy too if they send me a $2,000 drone. But I'm not sure if some of them paid for it or not. But yeah, it is a hell of a price, and they do have them at Best Buy. So I mean, I've seen one at my Best Buy. So
and that's shocking. We haven't seen a new DJI at drone at Best Buy for quite a while. And I just want to correct thing. The reviews all have the $2,000 package, but the drone actually starts at $1,599 for the drone, the goggles, and a battery. So
it's a single battery version, which who's going to do that? I mean, honestly.
Yeah. I just don't want to compare apple to oranges. Some people are quoting prices for, like I think what can you get the Avata 3 for now? Just base packages like what, $900, something like that.
I haven't seen the Avata 3 yet.
Avata 2, yeah.
Avata 2. So many numbers here, whatever. The Avata, the most recent Avata, and I know we got the most recent Avata, the Flymore combo. I think we paid $11.99, right?
Yeah, somewhere like that. And the only thing that scares me about the Avata 3 or whatever it might, will they introduce a new pair of goggles, which I hope not.
No.
They're really getting a lot.
The goggles 3 are awesome, man. I mean, it's the only goggles that'll work for me. Only ones.
So so there's a lot of goggles, a lot of RCs now, a lot of controllers. So I just hope they maybe keep it with a goggles 3. That would be a really advantage over the anti-gravity. And of course, price. We're all DJI, and I'm sure the anti-gravity they'll sell some drones, but and that's a pretty steep price too.
So let me ask you guys all this. So, and Alex, you brought it up about the goggles. So why does a 360 drone have to have goggles? Why can't it have a conventional controller?
Well, my understanding is for the A1, it's got 2 modes. One of them is a free mode, and that's the one
Yes.
where you can point and look anywhere you want and see everything.
Good point.
And
And then the,
DJI calls that something else, Alex.
Head tracking, or not? Yeah,
there
head
you go.
tracking.
DJI calls
Right.
that head track.
Well, is it? No, I don't think it's quite head tracking because you're viewing. Head tracking assumes that you're controlling the drone and you're pointing and flying in that direction with your head. And the controller. But this thing is in free mode. You can continue flying straight and then look down or look up and see everything around you, which in my mind invites crashes, I think. Or
Well, Alex, they also have the option. They could pop a little window up on the screen that when you're doing that it still shows you what's directly in front of you.
Yeah.
oh well, see, yeah, I don't have one to test, so
Head tracking is
Antigravity.
similar. In other words, when you're flying in head tracking mode, Alex, you're looking around and the drone is going to point, but where that dot is, in other words, you may be looking over here and the dot is over in this corner, and that's the direction the drone is flying.
Well, Alex, the way I understand it, you're looking wide, but it's only like you're only recording like right here. Is that what I understand, or is that
no, you're recording everything
recording
around
everything?
you.
Okay. Okay, you're recording it all, but
Where you look makes no difference in what you're recording or where
You still got to adjust it in post.
Well,
But the second mode though is I forget what it's called.
FPV mode.
The FPV mode, and that's where you're looking basically forward and flying at normal.
To answer Marcus' question, yeah.
well,
And that free video mode, like it's similar to head tracking, but it's a much improved version of head tracking with much more options. I mean, I do have to say that the video, I mean, what do you call it? Like the software or whatever it's like nothing we've seen before. It's a step beyond what DJI was doing with the Avata 1 and 2.
Yeah.
okay. Well, I still wish, I wish I could fly my Avata with a conventional controller. Wish I could.
Which is the rumor is going to happen with the Avata 3. Rumor. Yeah. Hey, we didn't get to go to DeMarco with this poll here. I was reading this off when you were here. Like the people in DroneNation did the poll. Only 3% said they were getting the little A1 drone, and everybody else was against it. Most people said they were waiting for the DJI Avata 360. DeMarco, why do you think the drone is so unpopular among the DroneNation users? Where the reviewers loved the drone or whatever, they thought it was the bee's knees or whatever, but the consumers not so much.
Fanboys, DJI fanboys. No, you know what, Ron? I think the 360 drone will the sales or the people who buy it, people who have it, will be similar to the people who have a 360 camera. I think how many people here have 360 cameras? 2 of 5 of us. Alex, you have one, right?
Yes.
And Ron, and I think it'll be similar. The people who really like that stuff will gravitate toward it though and buy it. But for bums like me, Johnny, and Marcus, we probably won't. So
Question to Marco. So I get your point, and I agree with exactly what you're saying. Absolutely agree with you. But if you look at this, I think a lot of people have an idea that when DJI comes out with their 360 product, it will be a little bit cheaper and more reasonable.
Yeah, Marcus. Yeah,
right.
I heard you guys talking about that when I was coming. I think it'll be cheaper, but I also think, like, from the people that Ron said would buy it, most of those people won't buy it. Probably they'll just watch the videos, and it probably won't be their cup of tea once they see it all. So most of them, not all of them, most of them won't. So,
Alex sent me a video of a big YouTuber had I don't know 500,000 subscribers. What was that channel's name? He did a 50-minute long review.
His last name was How. His last name was Huo.
Yeah,
Huo.
Yeah, and a young Asian man. but it was English language. And I know Marcus, he had you beat. He had like a 50-minute video, whatever. I told him, I said, you can't make videos longer than my good friend Marcus Scarford. But anyhow, in his video, he went to camera quality. It was the most intense review you've ever seen of this drone so far, or maybe any drone. But in the category where he was doing video comparisons, he compared the camera on the A1, which is made by Insta360. He compared to the X5. He compared it to DJI's 360 camera, and even something else. And anyhow, he thought the camera in the A1, the 360 camera, was an improvement over the X5, which only came out in the spring of this year, May, June. And he thought it was better than DJI's, which supposedly has a bigger sensor than this. So I'm not sure they gave the sensor specs, but he had that little test pattern up, where it could show detail and everything on the screen. And in his testing, the A1 did look better than the flagship 360 cameras from everybody else. Did you see that part, Alex?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I skipped right to the comparisons on that video because it was a long video.
Did you find that interesting?
Yeah, I did.
I'm reading
the detail was better on it, and great. I mean, that's impressive. It's the price thing for me, so
Let me go around the panel here. So we all kind of agree the pricing is causing the lack of interest here. And you threw out your prices a little while ago, Alex. You thought it should start at $999 and upwards or whatever. I'm gonna go around the rest. Marcus, what do you think the pricing should have been for this drone to get the interest of the general consumer?
Yeah, I think Alex with his pricing was spot on. I think if their full package with 3 batteries was $1,200, they would sell a ton more than they will at $2,000. That it's just a step beyond. And I also think Alex is correct in that maybe they tried to make it a little bit too complicated with those goggles, and maybe they should have looked at not having the little screen on the front. That I didn't think about that, Alex, till you said it. But yeah, you're going to be out there with the controller, and somebody's going to be looking, and you're going to you're going to hit them in the head. Yeah.
Or maybe they should offer
your visual observer's going to be looking at that screen instead. Keep his eye on the drones. Yeah. Johnny, what do you feel the pricing should be?
Yeah, I think Alex would hit it right. I mean, I would say around 15. You could figure the batteries are 150 a piece would be 450. The drones say 550, and roughly about $500 a piece. The 3 batteries, a drone, and the control. The FPV goggles, though, a first generation is probably just going to cost a little bit more, I guess. I don't know. And what will they follow up with that? Will those goggles work on anything else?
Or just offer the one with the LED screen on the premium package, and offer the other 2 packages the same goggles without the LCD on the outside, and bring down the price.
Yeah, it's pretty steep. $2,000 that's a lot of money.
DeMarco, what do you think the pricing should have been to get people's interest on this drone?
I like the $999, but like Alex just said, though, if they would have just simplified it just a little bit more, a little bit less, though. But the 2,000 is just a deal breaker for a lot of people.
Yeah,
a lot of people. So me.
Hey, so put Barkley's comment up, Ron, and I think he makes a good point. We're paying a lot more for some things than we are with others. Like he said, what I mean, I don't know. I think what did I pay for this thing? Like $1,300 or $1,400, something like that. I can't remember exactly. And so yeah, it is a lot of money. However, I use this thing every day for hours a day, as opposed to that 360 drone that how many hits. And I will say, and DeMarco, you and I had this conversation the other day, other electronic products are coming down. A company sent me a projector TV the other day that I tested out with DeMarco's help, and that's it's like $250. And I remember just not very many years ago, to get that bright of a picture with a projector, you would have been spending thousands. So there's other things that are coming down. So it kind of goes both directions. So, but it
Marcus,
is
look at Lauren's comment in the chat. He's saying the same thing you are. He's saying drones are more expensive at release. They need to recover the R&D costs. So he's kind of saying the same thing you are there, Marcus.
Well, and I suppose that's where DJI has the big advantage, right? Because they've got their whole ecosystem. That's why they can sell a drone like this for barely over $200. You know.
Well, yeah. Today or whatever, you couldn't find just that drone that cheap just when a couple weeks ago and launched. But you on this here. So my fear though is I totally agree with Marcus and Lauren here. But if this drone, if it does as bad as what it looks like, will there ever be an A2? I mean, if this thing is a bust, I mean, maybe they plan to be a niche. We've mentioned before, 360 cameras are a niche product. Not that many people have them. They're few and far between. If the company planned on this being a niche product, they don't plan to sell, bucket loads of them. But what if they thought this would be kind of a big hit and it isn't? And maybe they never make another drone. That's what I worry.
You make a good point. Hey, you guys need to listen. Barkley said it's time to stand. I don't. So should we all have to stand up?
His watch said it.
That's his watch.
Tell Barkley. Tell him I stood all day. I got all my standing in earlier today. Hey, Marcus, I want to put you in a hot seat here for a second, though. Get back on the hot seat. Okay, I know you. Whenever a lot of new drones come out, especially DJI, you go on about how you love the new technology in these drones. You love to play and show the technology, the newest technology. Well, as far as I can see, this little A1 has some technology above and beyond anything I've seen before. But it doesn't perk your interest here, even though this does have some amazing high tech in it. I mean, just for example, Alex, you saw that in the video we're talking about from the gentleman Hal. He showed how it has AI obstacle avoidance, and he had to follow him down the street. I believe he was on a bicycle or something movie. He also had to do an orbit around him because they don't call them quick shots, but it has like the 6 popular quick shots that all the DJI drones had. It's just called something else. But it doesn't even have all the sensors around. It doesn't even have backwards sensors because it doesn't fly backwards. The AI obstacle avoidance on, again, doing tracking orbit at the same time. And it dodged everything, Alex. It dodged trees. It dodged the camera on a tripod. It was dodging everything in a crowded little street. That was a pretty amazing demonstration, wasn't it?
Well, remember, it's only flying forward. What you're seeing, the tracking is done by the cameras.
Yeah.
It's always flying forward.
It does not fly backwards. Yeah, it cannot.
And this one's only $200, and it'll do those same things.
Try. Look at. I'll send you this video, and you try to replicate what this Hal was doing with the A1 on that street.
Yeah, I can see Marcus on a one wheel.
Well, I'm a 70-year-old man, but I do have a scooter, so.
I think DeMarco hit it. It's just not enough people that really, I don't know if you got, our little group of say 50, 60, 70, 100 people and that we know. I mean, Ron, your survey kind of says the same thing DeMarco said. It's just not enough interest in that 360 stuff.
Yeah.
But I need to answer Ron's question. You're absolutely right. I love the tech. I love the gadgets. So where, you and Alex are truly photographers and videographers, that ain't me. I'm a drone enthusiast. I like drones, and you bet I enjoy good video and I enjoy good photographs, but I like the whole technology around it is really kind of floats my boat. So you are making a good point. Maybe it is something, if I had one, I might really think it was really cool. However, I don't know if I want to spend $2,000 to find out.
Yeah, so if it was $999, you would kind of pause a little bit and think about it more.
It's a possibility, exactly.
But the goggles,
Alex, in all the videos on the A1, can it be used in single lens mode like we do in our X4s, X5s, or whatever? Could you do the A1 in single lens mode? I don't think so.
Okay. But you're leading to a transition here to the 360 DJI.
Okay.
But before you do, the question was brought up about what would be the next step for anti-gravity, right? Because A1 is the drone itself.
Yeah.
But if Insta360 has any influence in anti-gravity, which I think I think it's a drone company, right? Or a camera company.
Yes.
What about putting an Ace Pro on
Wow.
a drone, and then that would be
Yeah.
B2 or B1 anti-gravity, and
Yeah.
they can evolve to something else. It doesn't have to be 360. Anti-gravity doesn't imply necessarily, that it's a 360 company.
And Alex, you bring up a good point. They should release the A1 and the AB at the same time. They should have offered a 360 or non-360 version of the drone, and that may have really created some interest.
Yeah, we said that last week too. Yeah, that would be awesome. Sort of like back when the Mavic 2 came out, there was a Mavic 2 Zoom and the Mavic Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They just called it the Mavic 2 Pro.
So DroneNation is now the drone consultants to anti-gravity, and tell them where to.
Hey, we do our best.
Write that
you
check.
You see Peter's comment up there, and this is true. There is no solution to 360 image creation. It needs fisheye lenses, and the fisheye lenses by design produce significant fisheye barrel distortion. And even though you can, film these 360, they have linear mode stuff like now, it all still does look kind of fisheye in the end. Would you agree with that, Alex?
Yeah, but they have D-Warp. They have all the software, the programming. It's all, they can do anything they want to a picture or a video nowadays. So, yeah, I agree with that statement. But still, there's software to fix things.
Yeah, thank you for that. So, I'm going to play just a few minutes of it here. I'm not going to bore everybody by playing the whole thing, but this is kind of Insta360's that kind of promo video that I guess came out shortly after the release. I'm going to get the sound down here so we don't get banned here. Try to make it big here. Get the comment off the screen there. So this is like their official promo video they released, whatever the day the drone came out. And this is like 4 minutes long. I'm going to let it play for a minute or so. So if you haven't seen the drone, there it is. They're the Willy Wonka goggles, as some people call them. They're the motion controller, which is a much more beefed up motion controller than DJI has. You can see it has the 360 cameras and other cameras in the front. So it actually has a whole bunch of cameras on it, so you can, the forward facing things. So when you fly, there it has replaceable lenses if you crash, and 1-inch micro OLED. I don't know how that compares to other goggles.
Is that LiDAR or cameras in the front?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Because if the Mavic you can use the sensors to show an image, maybe software can, make it see or take pictures from the front. I don't know.
There's
but it doesn't need it.
Bird's eye experience they're talking about. They're saying you don't need piloting skills. Look how she just kind of holds it up and does something.
Well, that just goes right into what Alex was saying.
You just point that second where you want to go. Yeah, you just point that thing and it'll fly there.
Yeah.
And there's your immersive experience. You like your dives, right, Alex? There was a nice dive.
Lauren says biggest problem A1 is the pixel stretches around the edges of the video.
Oh yeah, fully autonomous flight, and it looks. There's line show up. There's a waterfall. Again, immersive again. You can do you get a special mode where it looks like you're flying on a dragon. Every reviewer shows that off.
Yeah,
but that doesn't show up in a video. Only you see it when it's happening. There's a Sky Genie, which it does kind of some waypoint mode. They don't call it waypoints, but it does a waypoint type maneuvers. There's all your quick shot type things. There's fly first, frame later.
Yeah.
See you, Greg.
Greg.
Good night, Greg. So,
I mean, there's no doubt that you can do a lot creatively with this style of drone. No doubt.
There's auto edit. We talked about that, Alex.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so to your point, Alex, I think the one shot that would be really effective is just like they're doing with these dirt bikes right now, because you could get so many different angles if they're doing a jump or they're whatever it is they're doing. And truthfully, I suppose that applies to most action sports, right? Whether you're a skier or a mountain biker or whatever, you can probably get pretty creative with the angles.
Yeah, you just draw a little square over your subject and it does the rest.
Yeah.
They were calling it deep track here. They have navigation.
one thing
Says, has payload detection. So if somebody tries to put like something that shouldn't be on top, like I think they may try and make it like a bullet, it'll land if you try to put something on it that shouldn't be on top of it. So in other words, somebody couldn't use this in military like drone.
Oh. Hey, one thing, Ron. Even now watching this, I find myself looking away because it's sort of hard to watch all that.
Yeah. Well, of course, they're throwing everything at you at once, or you'd never do that in real life.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is like when you're making up a video, like you can't put all that in there. Like, man, I couldn't. That made me sick.
You'd really have to be filming all the time, huh?
Oh my gosh.
Well, there's another thing about this as well, is that the footage can be used on virtual reality type goggles, like the Apple Vision Pro, the Meta goggles, and so forth, where you can literally be standing in the video.
Yeah, it was a special setting. Yep, that's a great point. So if you had those goggles, it would look. Imagine how it would look in those things.
It's nuts.
Hit the buy button.
Okay. Alex, were you tempted at all? I mean, until you really thought about the price, were you tempted at all about hitting the buy button on this one? Alex?
Prior to the pricing, yeah, I was thinking about it, but then just to help you make the transition, then I heard that the DJI 360 was coming out. Take it from there.
Yeah.
So before Ron takes it from there, I'm going to make a little prediction. I will bet you the base version of the Avata 3 or whatever they're going to call it will be under $1,000. And just like you suggested earlier, Alex, I'll bet the top version is about $1,200.
With goggles.
Yeah, with goggles. Yeah, with 3 batteries, goggles. That right.
Yeah.
The full kit, fly more kit, whatever you want to call it.
Okay. Let's see.
Of course, if the rumors are true, you'll get more drone too. You'll get a 360 drone, a non-360 drone, ability to fly with a standard controller. So you'll get a lot more features. The only thing you're missing, Marcus, and I know this has been very important to you, it probably won't be a mini drone. How much of this anti-gravity being a mini drone? I know mini drones really appeal to you in most cases. You've reviewed more mini drones than just about anybody. You, Marcus.
Yeah. Well, I've reviewed a lot of them, but as far as I don't know, I'm not going to say I prefer a mini drone. I enjoy flying all drones. I'm not going to. So whether the DJI version is more than 250 means nothing to me, especially in the United States. Now, it's different in Canada, way different, and it's different in the UK. It's a big deal to them to be under 250 grams, but for us, it means you got to buy a $5 sticker to put on the bottom of it.
Well, I mean, but you always used to mention about how the mini drones were easy to deploy and easy to pack and carry. So there were other advantages besides the legal aspects.
Well, which is true. I think the biggest aspect is the one that you promote all the time, Ron. And drones like this, the reason they're so popular. It's the reason the Mini 2, one of the way back Minis, was so popular and such a huge drone for DJI wasn't that it was under 250 grams. It was the price.
Yeah.
And
of all DJI drones, we're going from one version to the next. You know how we always say, well, it's just an incremental improvement. The improvement between the Mini 1 and the Mini 2 was like light years. That's probably the most improvement DJI ever made in like a generation of drones. The Mini one was a nice proof of concept, but I mean, it was terrible in the wind. The camera was, kind of dated or whatever. Where the Mini 2 came out great in the wind, a very usable camera. It was just a monumental leap forward over the Mini 1, and didn't cost, and probably didn't cost much more.
No,
Marcus, we had said then, I mean, it's years ago now, we were so excited for that Mini coming out because people who had never flown drones could now get into the hobby for cheap. But also one of the things that I remember us saying is people would get in trouble because those people who were buying those drones didn't know the rules. And it just off the top of my head, that guy out in California who hit that firefighter. Yeah. And then there was, I think it was a Philadelphia game. There was a football game, and people were flying over. Those were Mini drones.
Well, that guy in California, he knew better. But yeah, he knew better. He knew the rules. I can't say about the ones in Philadelphia, but that guy in California, he was breaking the law, and he knew it.
Yeah. And he paid to get out of it.
Yeah.
One more story on the agenda here. This was from Drone DJ, and I got the link here. I'm not going to put the story up, but anybody wants to go read the full story. It was titled "DJI makes last-ditch plea to U.S. security chiefs as the the ban deadline nears," or whatever. And that's Drone DJ's word, not mine. There and ban. But basically, what they say, DJI reached out to all the alphabet, the 6 alphabet things, to push them to maybe get this, review of one of their drones done to see, if it did have anything in it that they didn't want. So they put that push in. Again, we don't know if anybody listen. I think Christy Nome, the woman's name, right? She's the head of the head of something down there, Department of Defense,
Homeland Security,
and she gave him some kind of like response, like, oh yeah, something like, oh yeah, we may take a look at it. She gave him some sort of hope. So, but as far as, and we say we don't know. Well, I don't think if any of the three agencies, if any of the agencies were actually inspected DJI drone or Alltel drone, I don't think they would announce it anyways. They would announce it until it's done or whatever. So they would never say, well, we're currently inspecting this drone here. You would never do anything until it was over anyway. So,
and
is there any hope at all? Is any hope at all, Marcus? That
we're in the 12th hour. We're in the 12th hour, Ron. If it was going to happen, it would have happened by now. I think that there's just a lot of pressure, and people tend to make it a political thing, but it really is. It's that old adage, follow the money. Private equity is behind Skydio. They're behind that Bricks company. They're behind the one that Don Jr. said, what is it, Ultimate Machines or whatever they call it. It's all these huge private equity companies that are behind them. And basically what they did is they found an angle to go after their biggest competitor. And you know what? It worked.
Yeah,
so DJI reaching out to these people at the last minute is not going to mean anything then.
They'd have to throw probably more millions than those private equity companies, bigger money as you'll ever see.
What's the guy's name who founded DJI, Marcus?
Frank Wang, but I can't remember his real Chinese name, but yeah.
So if Frank Wang, he needed to come over here with a bucket full of money like about a year ago, right? And go down to the Capitol building, and that's how he could have changed some minds.
I don't think he had enough. Yeah, I don't think he had enough.
His bucket's not big enough.
Yeah, you don't understand how powerful and how much money there is in those private equity.
How big a bucket there was. Yeah. Of course, I just read today that China's what was their surplus on imports, like $1 trillion. They say he works for the military. He could came over with what's the Chinese leader's name? Could came over his bucket of money.
Yeah, President Xi. Yeah.
Because they already say, well, China owns half the U.S. anyways, right, or whatever. So, but we're going too far down.
Well, we're going a little bit down a rabbit hole, but we've all said this a million times. There's a million products that probably could do more for spying on the U.S. So we talked about Autel the other day.
You don't need these things, do you?
Yeah, well, of course, these as well. Yeah. But Autel they make all these automotive scanners that
Yep.
literally plug into the computer of every automobile built since 1996. And you know, all those sensors, particularly the last probably 5 years, trust me, your car has telemetry on it that knows everywhere you go. It's got cameras on it. So they can plug into that. So if they really wanted to spy, that'd probably be more the way to do it. And so again, it's not down to anybody worrying about security. It's down to eliminating a competitor so that they can promote bricks, so that they can promote Ultimate Machines, which they're the ones that bought out Rotor Riot, and so that they can promote Skydio. That's just it. Adam Bry, why did he change? Why did he go from being a consumer drone company to as soon as they started pouring money in, those guys that were pouring that money in said, "Hey, Adam, instead of putting your effort over here, look at all this money you could do selling things to the military and to the police and firefighters, etc." I'm just telling you, it's the old adage: follow the money.
Yep. And it's too late now. Yeah.
And it's too late now. Yeah, it's over. It's over. Yeah.
They say it's not over until the fat lady sings in sports, right, Johnny?
Well, you're gonna make the fat guy sing? I'll sing for you.
Well, we all hope that something might come through, but I'm like Marcus. I mean, I say we hate to be negative, but this date's been looming, and it's not very far away now. So,
and okay, I know I'm getting on a tangent here, but when will we ever see another product with the kind of capabilities that this little guy has for the price that you can buy this thing for? It's never going to happen again. If a U.S. company made this exact same drone, it'd be $1,500. It would
be the same price as the A1. Yeah. Hey, but before we have to go here, I want to go back to Alex here. Alex recently put up a video where you flew in a parking garage for the first time. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, let's see. It was myself, TJ, Maddie, and a fellow named Eric, who I met for the first time, and his channel is The Ghost FPV. Amazing. Him and Maddie, it was like watching them fly is like acrobats. It's unbelievable. Anyway, so we were at the park where there's gates, and we were doing our thing over there, and I guess we kind of got exhausted of it, and Maddie came up with the idea, or Eric, one of the two, I honestly don't remember, to go to a parking garage, and I'm like, huh? So I followed them to the parking garage, and sure enough, it was like a weekend, so everything was closed, or a weekday, but it was late, and no, it was a weekend. And it was a corporate parking lot, and we sat and we flew through the garage, and we flicked on our LED lights and all that stuff, and got some really cool footage. It was fun. It was actually fun. Of course, I made a rookie mistake. Guess what I did? I left all the batteries at home.
Oh, geez. Oh no.
I had them on a charger next to the printer, and I forgot to put it in the bag. And the only battery I had was the one in the drone.
You've been hanging out with TJ too much, Alex.
I know. It's like, I know. That's a good one.
TJ brings. Yeah, that's a good one. TJ brings it. You just don't charge them. That's all.
Yeah. No, fortunately, I had, which I recently acquired, was a Blue Eddy power station with me. So I was recharging the same battery for the rest of the time, the whole day. I was just like, all right, you guys go on in. I'm going to take like a half-hour break. Okay, ready, go fly again. So thank goodness I had that. But that was fun. It was a lot of fun. Maddie and hanging out with Eric and TJ, of course. It's like barrel of laughs.
So you do it again, huh?
Oh yeah, in a heartbeat.
But
Yeah.
they went and did it at Spin Up. The Spin Up we all went to. I think they went to a big old parking garage. Maddie and all them that night.
Okay. Yeah, when they said parking garage, I'm like, where's the fun in that? But it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Barkley.
Barkley.
His wife
was down in Miami.
His wife tells him to go to bed.
What was that, Ron? I'm sorry.
This was in Miami, Alex?
This was up in Broward County, which was west of Fort Lauderdale area.
Okay.
Is where we ended up at. And yeah, like I said, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Another thing I want to talk about, you recently, well, not recently, but somewhat recently, you got a chance to finally fly the Hillsborough Lighthouse with Al, didn't you?
Yeah, actually, I got there. He had to take the dogs to the vet, I think it was that morning. So he had to come, he had to meet me late, but I got up super early. I wanted to be there by the crack of dawn because it's a long ways for me. Yeah. So I got there before sunbreak, and it was a cloudy morning, but I got some beautiful shots of the Hillsborough. That was the first time that I went there. And I was just so impressed with it.
That's a great lighthouse. I love the way it's out, and I kind of like that, sticks out there, whatever. I was so glad Al had Ray and I come down that one day. We'll have to get back up there maybe this spring.
Yeah, the coolest part about that lighthouse before daybreak is that when the light goes around, that beam hits the town behind it. And it goes all the way across the buildings, and it's just so cool to see. And when you see it on video, it's like, yes, that looks cool.
Yeah. Wow. And that lighthouse, I don't know if you've ever been over to Sanibel Island, but the lighthouse resembles the one over in Sanibel, the structure and type of it that it is.
Oh, I have to put that on the list now. So
yeah, well, Sanibel's a hike. That's all the way on the.
That's on the other side of Florida. Yeah.
It's probably closer to get to. for me,
may not as much traffic.
Yeah.
So
it's across Alligator Alley.
Yeah. So I'm glad you got to see the Hillsborough Lighthouse. That's a great spot. And how about you park in Roy Rogers Park there or whatever?
Correct. Yeah. And I was surprised of all the inlets that I've been to, and I've been to a lot down here in Florida. That was a very active inlet, so it was great for boat chasing. It was fun. Yeah. It was fun.
The day we were there was a lot of air traffic too when we first got there, but it kind of slowed down once the sun came up. Did Al tell you about the statue of the mailman that was on top of the bridge? The barefoot mailman?
No. Okay, he didn't tell me about that.
Yeah, we only knew, Ray and I knew because Al told us, but we both got shots or video of the mailman on top of the statue of the mailman on top of the bridge. Apparently, years ago, they had a mailman that used to deliver the mail on bare feet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, next time I go there, I'll have to film it.
That was original 10 Toes.
Oh.
Yeah, original 10 Toes. Yeah, it's a good one. So, hey, does anybody else on the panel have some questions for Alex on 360 or drones and cameras or anything else unrelated to 360?
Cameras. Alex, I finally installed a dash cam in my truck.
Hey.
You did.
Super easy. It takes the piece of plastic that's around your rearview mirror. It's built into that. So you just plug it all in there and it just replaces that piece of plastic. It literally took 5 minutes to install. It was nothing.
Nice.
You wire it into your rearview mirror, right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Rear camera.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
How about a rear camera?
I did not do a rear camera. I know, Alex, you have one on. You put a rear camera in yours.
I have 4 cameras for my dash.
Oh, you do?
Really? Yeah, out the front, in the cabin, one on the rear, and the one on the rear is a dual camera, so it shoots from the back windshield into the cabin, and then out the back window. So it's 4 cameras.
You weren't messing around.
Well, you know what? It was the one with the triple camera or the 4, and it was only about not that much more. So I was like, okay, I'll get the whole.
Alex on the road a lot too. Yeah, there you go.
No, I thought
Bob Dempsey has a question for you to chat about the Panthers. Alex, what happened?
The same thing. The same thing that happened to the Golden Knights. No, the Panthers are just injury riddled. So they're not having a good moment this part of the season. Once they get healthy, watch out.
There you
And
go. There you go, Bob.
and Bill's going to back me on that one.
Yeah, we'll get Bill the drone viewer tomorrow night.
Okay.
Thank you, David. Hey, Dave's saying good night. So
I want to say
droning good night all. I wonder if Jim's drone's picking up the A1. Jim's drone's big in the 360 also.
No, he said, I saw it in the comments. He said he's not. He got cold feet about it over price.
And why? Because he can buy DJI up in Canada.
Yeah.
He's
probably going to wait for the 360.
He just buy it. Go to the store and buy it. Yeah.
And if there's any truth to the way that front camera flips on the 360, where you can fly both FPV and or 360, let me tell you something. It's probably worth waiting for that one.
Be off the hook. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I would say right here, I'm not going to get the A1, but I'm not going to be like Sean the drone. Remember that time Sean the drone said, "I'm not getting the Mini 5 Pro, or I'll eat my hat." And remember, he had to eat his hat. So I'm not going to do a Sean the drone and say I'm never getting the A1 because I don't want to have to eat my hat later on.
Yeah.
Never say never.
Never say never.
There you go. Never say never. And Bill, the drone reviewer, is saying the Panthers won 2 games this week.
Yeah, one in OT. It was a good one.
With you 120%. He says, Alex.
Yeah, and that game was an OT was a nail biter too.
Knights have lost 6-12.
Ooh, yeah.
Hey Ron, I need to get rolling.
Yeah, we're going to get rolling here today. We've kind of run out of 360 combination, but I definitely want to thank Alex for coming and help us navigate some of these 360 questions and opinions. Especially the new A1 drone. Always great to have you on the show with us. And get you back soon. Don't wait so long to get you back on. Eddie Nunez, sorry people, Eddie was supposed to be on tonight, but Eddie's son is sick, whatever, his young son. So Eddie took the night off. We'll try to get him back on a future show when his son's better. So send out prayers for Eddie's son. I forget his name here, but Eddie's little son. So prayers for him. Johnny, thanks for kind of popping up at the last minute, filling Eddie's shoes tonight. Thank you very much. And DeMarco for rushing back from basketball practice and being with us. And so it's getting close to holidays, folks. So it's that time of year. So I know everybody's busy, but we'll be here. I think Christmas is on a Thursday this year, so we'll do a pre-Christmas show. And I think Johnny's got a special Christmas show coming up. Is it next week?
Not this Wednesday, the following, and we'll just invite people to come on, tell us your Christmas plans, talk about the year, just talk about drones, and just no real agenda. And then I didn't realize actually, the next show would be New Year's Eve. So we'll do the same thing for 2 weeks in a row. Just kind of have some. Don't be shy if you've never been on. Hey, come on and talk, and let's just have some fun.
Can I bring my Christmas list with me, Johnny?
Absolutely, but Captain Ray will not be there. He is on a cruise. He left today for 11 days.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Johnny, real quick before I know Marcus wants to roll here, but any updates on the little mini V-Copter mini drone? We know it's supposed to be coming sort of soon, right?
I got one email or maybe a couple weeks ago when we got that one. Now some people in the chat have saying I had seen on Facebook that they have got the email that some of theirs is shipped, but I haven't got anything.
Thank you for that, Johnny.
Michael Wright, actually, I believe, got an email saying that his was shipped, but I haven't.
Well, Mike always gets his first, so
yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, folks, in the chat, good night. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for your support. You enjoy your week. Get all your holiday shopping done. We'll see you next Monday night. Maybe we'll have a new product from DJI by next Monday night. Who knows, right? So that's it. That's it from from Drone Nation. And if you need a protector for your back of your Neo 2, Johnny's the man.
I'll pick up a Mike Benny for $59. So there, you can't beat him.
There you go. We got plenty of deals around here. Don't forget that Mini 5 Pro. That's a DroneNation affiliate link that's attached down there. So help DroneNation out this Christmas and buy a whole bucket load or a whole van load of Mini 5s.
Absolutely.
There you go. Good night.
Thank you, Johnny.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.